Hey, my name's Nathan, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how to set up your Google Ads campaigns so that you can turn more of the leads that you get into customers by making sure that the campaign is set up in such a way that you get solid leads. But why should you listen to me? Well, I've been running Google Ads for over 10 years, spent millions of dollars in ad spend, helped hundreds of businesses scale their revenue with Google Ads, and I've had a lot of success. So this is gonna be actually a really short and easy to follow video, and I'm just gonna show you the best foundation that you can use when setting up a Google search campaign. So when you get into Google Ads, and I hope you know how to navigate it already by now, you're just gonna go over here to the Campaigns tab, click on that plus button, click New Campaign. And once you get in here, you're going to pick a goal. In most cases, I'll just do without a goals guidance so I can see all of the different options. So for the sake of this video, we're gonna create a search campaign. It's actually really important that you set up these conversion goals before you create the campaign. So if you haven't already set this up, I'm gonna leave a link in the description of a video I made that just quickly walks through how to set up these conversion actions. So once you have these designated in here, you're gonna click Continue. And I'll leave these blank, continue. And now we're gonna go ahead and create a new campaign and then just name the campaign. So this is where we set the bidding strategy. So right now we have it on conversions. If you hover over these, you'll see a card that tells you about what these are. I always set it up as conversions, and then I leave these blank and then just go to the next step. Networks. These two are automatically checked, but it causes a lot of wasted ad spend. So I'm gonna go ahead and uncheck these. I actually never use those. I'll never have them checked because it usually just burns a lot of ad spend. So I'm gonna add specific locations. Most of the campaigns that I use are radiuses. So I'll go ahead and do a 20-mile radius around Dallas. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll do inner rings. So for Dallas, I might do 10 miles inside Dallas. And so the reason why I do this is this will actually tell me are more leads coming from the bigger radius or the smaller radius. So for the location options, I'm always gonna use people in or regularly in included locations. On audience segments, adding these really aren't of much value or importance because we do most of our targeting with keywords. I will add one. Let's just say I'm running these ads for a roofing company. I'm gonna add one here. And then maybe another thing that I can do is go into browse and add all of these custom audiences as well. I never use targeting. I always use observation. So moving down to more settings where it says ad rotation, we're gonna keep it as prefer the best performing ads. You could rotate ads indefinitely also, but I typically just leave this as prefer best performing ads. And then I set an ad schedule. If you do not want it to run all day, then maybe you could just run it during business hours. So once you got all of this set, we're gonna go ahead and click next. I ignore all of this stuff. I actually do not like to have this stuff on. So I don't use this keyword and asset generation. So when it comes to keywords, I need to do a little bit of research so that I know that I'm using the right keywords for my campaign. Now I'm just gonna quickly show you how to do that with Keyword Planner. So on your Google Ads, you're gonna come over to Tools and then head over to this Planning tab and then click on Keyword Planner and then click on Discover New Keywords, enter your location, and then go ahead and type in one of the most targeted keywords that somebody would search for your industry. And if you're a service business, this is very, very important for your ads to work right. You're going to want to use a near me keyword 99% of the time. And in most of the campaigns that I create, the near me keyword is the top performing keyword as far as what turns clicks into leads and leads into customers. They always come from these near me keywords, especially for local businesses. So in this case, I'm using roofer. So I'm making ads for a roofer. So I'm gonna put roofer near me as the keyword, and that's all I'm gonna add. And then I'm going to get some suggestions here. Roofer near me, it's viable, gets 720 average searches per month. It's a pretty high click cost, but that's okay because they make thousands of dollars when they get a roof replacement. So here's one little trick that you can use to actually find the keywords that are the most profitable. And that is going to be the most expensive keywords that are here. So you filter by top of page bid and find the most expensive keywords. The reason why these keywords are the most expensive is because, well, of course, they generate the most revenue for the people that are bidding on them. And it is very, very, very important to make sure that your campaign is viable. So if you want to make sure that the campaign is viable, I have another video, which I'll go ahead and link in the description, that you can use to make sure that you're not wasting your time trying to run Google Ads and eventually probably going to end up wasting a ton of money also. So I'm going to select some of the keywords that have enough search volume to justify running ads for them. So these here that have 10 average monthly searches, I'm not interested in those. 140, it's not really a whole lot. I'm not really interested in that. But roof repair near me, this is pretty good. Roofing companies near me. Now look at this. All of these keywords have the same data. So we wouldn't add all of these keywords if Google thinks that all of these keywords are the same. We're just going to add one of these 590 monthly searches. Adding more doesn't necessarily mean more because they all contain the same meaning. So we're going to do these three right here are my winners. So I'm going to add these three to the campaign, and I will never run these campaigns with broad match keywords. So there are a few different match types that Google uses that determines who sees your ads. You have broad match. So broad match is going to show your ads to people that are sort of searching for what you're offering. So there's really just not a lot of cases where I would use broad match because it'll probably end up wasting a lot of your ad spend. Then you have phrase match. So phrase match is similar to the meaning of the keyword that you're using. So if you use roofer near me, a phrase match keyword could also show your ad for XYZ roofing company as well. So in a lot of cases, you will still burn a lot of money on unnecessary searches with phrase match. I still use them because I make sure that my conversion data is really good. And if you get your conversion data right and you make sure that you only send conversions into Google from people that are real leads, then typically phrase match will help you in the long run. The best match type to use is exact match. So how you set up exact match keywords is you use the same keywords here, but you put these in brackets. So these are the only two match types that I typically use. And if you only use exact match to start off, then I'd say you'll probably spend just a little bit more, but you're going to do better than 90% of the people out there running Google Ads right off the bat. So this is probably the most important part of the setup, is just doing the keyword research up front, making sure that your campaigns are going to be viable, that you got enough search volume. And then also, you want to make sure that the click cost is not super high. And the way that we do that is with some math. So again, go watch that video I made on why your Google Ads don't work. And that video really just breaks down how to gauge viability of a Google Ads campaign. And you'll want to do that before ever even touching this so you don't waste money and waste your time. So the three things I add on every single ad is the offer, the business name, and the location. And those three things are very, very important. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding these keywords into the ad. I'll be creating a video soon on how to actually create your Google Ads. So just make sure to keep an eye out for that video later. It's going to give you a whole lot of insights on how to increase your click rate based on the amount of people that see your ad and just get some really great results here. And I also have a video about landing pages on my channel. If you're interested in checking that out, that's where all the magic happens. So I recommend you watch that video too. But when I set up these campaigns, this is not actually the time that I create the ad. You could get stuck in the UI. So I don't want that to happen. Now, picking the right budget is another part of this, is where you're going to make or break your campaigns. So here's how we're going to pick the right budget. is we're just gonna do some maths. That's fun, right? So to find out how much we need to budget for the ads, what we're gonna do is get all these impressions added up. I'm gonna use 1,500 impressions for this example. So we're gonna get 1,500 impressions a month. And then we're gonna wanna probably get 7% of the people that see the ads clicking through. So it's gonna give us 105 clicks if we wanted to go ahead and absorb all of these impressions. So 105 clicks, let's say that the click cost is $50. We're gonna multiply that by $50. That tells me that I should have a minimum of $5,250 ad spend every month. So Google doesn't actually give you the ability to set a full-on monthly budget. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna divide this by 30.4, and that's a month. So we're gonna wanna use $173 a day for this campaign to have optimal delivery. If your budget is too low and the click cost is higher than your budget, you'll never get any impressions, not even worth trying to run the campaign, and that's why we do this stuff. So once you set your budget, you're pretty much ready to publish. Congratulations, you've created a campaign with the right structure and the right baseline to honestly have some really amazing results. If this video has been helpful and you like this type of content, please like the video. That way I can reach more people that need help with Google Ads. And also subscribe. Like I mentioned before, I'll be releasing videos on how to create ads and how to create landing pages and just all the most important things that you will need to make the most out of your Google Ads. So you'll want to follow along to see that stuff too. And hey, if you have something that you're struggling with on Google Ads, leave me a comment. Maybe I can make a video just for you. Thanks for watching.